Welcome everybody to week 3 of the Forgotten Fates Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We are currently playing 3.5 edition. I realize that none of the cameras set up. I will do that in a second. While I'm doing that, Sragg, can you give us a recap of last session?
Yeah, last session, y'all been, you finally made it to this dungeon that y'all heard about, the ruins that had opened up. You've been making your way carefully through there. Had several traps, no real mishaps with those, out of sheer luck. You ran from a group of rats, but then charged into battle with a minotaur zombie. I don't know. Random. That's cool. And just as a note, we've replaced the monster tokens, so the mockery can now end.
Don't be crazy. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know, but it's worth a shot. I can try. If I remember correctly, Kel had managed to locate a pair of books that he had somehow read, but nobody understands how he did that. He hasn't yet told you. Maybe he won't. That's fine with me. And had figured out how to open a secret passage into the room with the Minotaur zombie that y'all fought. Y'all managed to loot that room. You still had some parts of the dungeon left unexplored, but we had to call it quits there for that evening. Turns out, by the way, everyone, those potions that Ardo was saying he had, yeah, he had those. I just couldn't remember. We go for what, a month and a half between the game.
It's all good.
6 vials. Well, I didn't give nothing to him, actually. He got them out of the bottom of that chest.
Yeah, I just stole them. Repurposed them.
Yeah.
And to recap a little bit more, you did tell us that I had told and relayed this to everyone else, that we are in. The ruin is from before the Crown Wars, basically before the Drow were Drow.
Yes.
The Loft Temple, it's over 13,000 years old.
Yes. And my hardware has been replaced for my internet, so we'll see if that helps. It's just, look, guys.
Now, this part I was a little bit unclear with. It was late at night, and we were wrapping up last time. Did you say the armory was the area where we had yet to go to, by my knowledge? Or was the armory what we already went in?
The place where you had heard something inside eating was the armory. Okay. You hadn't been there yet.
Okay.
So, something's alive back that way, but because of your reading that book, you know that back that way is a pretty nice place to be.
And I know I told Ardo there's something in there making a hell of a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm. I think you told all of us, didn't you?
Dermot, I don't know if I told Andara. She's pretty distracted with this whole place. Because she ran off into the High Priestess area or whatever, and then Dermot went and joined her. Which would be that room where the undead Minotaur is.
Yes.
That way.
So are you still, on the map? Are you still around the corner, where you are right now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I ran.
Even after we came back in and looted and everything?
I think he was back in there studying the stuff on the wall or something like that, wasn't it?
Okay.
You were hiding from Ardo opening the trapped boxes, but under
right, and then I came back in. Yeah, so I'd probably be in the hall now.
I'm just going to go look at this stuff over here while you open the explosives. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not for any reason other than historical knowledge, of course.
I think Dermot yelled out that it was safe to come back, though.
Yeah.
So, is that axe in the wall over there, or just up against it?
Oh, the Minotaur's axe will be laying up against the wall.
Let's go look at it.
Sure. You head over to the wall to look at the axe. You notice the make is very old.
Okay.
It's in surprisingly good shape for the amount of time it's been here. There must be some minor in.
And that's where
You think it probably would have had something would have happened to it by this point in time back here, especially with that rotting corpse next to it for this amount of time. You notice that it's very heavy.
How heavy is it?
Well, you start trying to pick it up, right?
I think I'd gauge the weight of it. Yeah, try and grab the handle.
You grab the handle and start picking it up. And that's when you feel the curse set in. No, I'm kidding. It seems to weigh roughly 25 pounds, so it's
Oh boy,
it's
that's
big.
heavy.
It's a big boy axe.
Yep.
I put it down. I struggle to pick it up. I put it down.
Okay.
Then let's see. Detect magic on it?
You attempt to detect magic on it?
Yeah.
You are actually not getting a reading of magic off of it.
Now, detect magic. How long does that stay going for one round?
I believe it's 1 minute per level.
Okay. So I have about 3 minutes. And it's 60 feet, right?
Yep.
It's in a cone. What happens if I just kind of spin around the room?
You notice faint traces of magic from the altar, but it seems like it was maybe a lingering spell.
Okay.
The magic emanating off of that rope that y'all picked up last session.
That
But
Dermot
nothing
holding
else
in his
out of the
hands.
ordinary. Yeah, nothing else out of the ordinary.
And 60 feet the opposite direction, so behind me, nothing, no?
No, it does get blocked by stone, so you'll actually have to go out
Okay.
and look around. Depending on the thickness, and that's definitely enough thickness.
I'd put the axe down and be like, ugh, well, that's too heavy for me to carry, and start walking out.
I'm gonna go put it in my backpack. Can I even put it in my backpack? I guess I would. How big is
it's
this thing?
large. It's a large great axe. So for you, it's very unwieldy, but you could definitely drag it around.
Okay, I'll drag it behind me then.
Okay.
How far can I get to walking out of here, checking to see if I get any pings before the spell wears off?
You could probably make it all the way to the armory or past the other set of doors here.
Okay, I want to go up to here.
Okay.
And I didn't get any pings off anywhere else in the room here?
Nope.
Okay. Is there still spider silk over here?
Spider silk over where? What?
Is this illusory?
Oh, that's gone now. Yeah.
So there's no spider silk on these guys?
No. That their corpses are laying there to the side there, or their shattered remains anyway. It's hard to call a construct thing a corpse.
Okay. So there's just rubble there.
Yeah.
And they didn't leave behind any spider silk, right?
No, spider silk's gone now. That giant gem shattered, much to the dismay of the halfling.
And we didn't see... We haven't seen any vegetation in here, have we?
No, none so far.
Okay, I just kind of look at these guys and I'm going to listen at this door.
Okay. Roll me your listen check.
I don't have the plus handy, but we'll see. I probably didn't hear anything.
Your plus is non-existent. Where is it?
I think it's only like a 3 or something, so...
It is a 3. Yeah, you're right. So it's 8. Yeah, it's total silence on the other side of that door.
I'm just gonna wait for the others. Quietly.
Okay. So wait for the others. So Dermot, what? I noticed you're following him somewhat.
Yeah, dragging this huge axe behind me.
That is one thing that you do hear, Kel. You definitely hear that axe scraping against the stone following the dwarf.
Okay. I shoot a glance back towards Dermot and
I'm waving.
put it down. Put it down.
I
heard something back here.
I'll heft it over my shoulder.
He found a giant axe. You're not so sure you can get the dwarf to put it down.
Is it actually heft over your shoulder?
Yeah, I can lift it, no problem. I probably can't use it in combat, but I can.
You can carry it around.
I can move it around. It's 25 pounds. It's nothing for him.
Okay.
Hey guys, sorry.
Do we really want to be exploring further? Or should we maybe take this time to rest?
As Andara comes out of her coma, she wonders what has happened in the past few minutes.
They've been wandering around trying to detect magic. Dermot's dragging around the large great axe that the Minotaur had. Kel just listened at the door that y'all hadn't opened yet. I believe Ardo probably died in a hole back there somewhere.
all I could hear was a giant axe being dragged around the corner, though.
Yeah.
To turn and see Dermot dragging a giant axe around the corner.
Ryan, your character found some kind of book or something, right?
Yes,
Two.
2 books.
2 books. I would probably be curious to look at those if you'd let me look at them at some point, being that they're about the drow and the ancient drow and that sort of thing. So I'd probably approach you and be like, I don't remember if I saw that, did I actually hold or look through those books at any point? I don't remember.
Not yet.
No. Okay.
You've seen them, but you didn't get to touch them.
I think the sequence of events was
Okay.
we were standing there. I found the books. I gleaned what's in them. Then we heard a scream from the other room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And they're debating, looking around, and that sort of thing. We're sort of trying to collect ourselves, and did we get as healed as we could, or probably not?
No. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we should go rest and before we come finish this place off.
Do we rest in the dungeon or out of the dungeon?
Are you insane? Rest outside of it.
I don't know these things. I don't frequent dungeons.
What?
I say yes.
What tales have you
It's
ever
probably
sung?
best if we return to the surface.
Yeah. What tales have you ever sung where they rested in the dungeon and it all ended happily?
That's called The Sleepy Adventurer. You've never heard that one?
Didn't end happily, if I recall correctly.
I love how it ends.
Yeah, with everybody dying.
Right. But it sounds happy.
Yeah, right up until they get shivved in the back.
That's not how it goes.
Well, maybe you don't know the dwarven version.
Oh boy.
I suggest we set up camp outside the entrance.
Yes, I think that's a better idea than it being inside the dungeon. Regrettably, all my healing powers are spent for the day.
So I see Ardo's headed over there towards the door.
Oh, Ardo, you're a mind reader. I was just about to ask you to open that door and possibly soak up the damage from the trap.
Perfectly
a check for traps.
Now, from what I've gleaned of these books, this should be the armory back here. And I heard
Remember
a
that-
creature down that hall.
You remember
All the
that
better
that would
reason
be
to
an,
wait till tomorrow.
an armory over that direction, and this should be a high priest's chambers.
Okay, sorry.
So you know from your experience of it that there's only 2 rooms left in the place.
Do we camp at the entrance to the dungeon to make sure that no one comes in?
I think it's best to make sure nobody comes in and nobody comes out.
So, Ardo, you were checking for traps on that door, but you never really rolled. So I'm assuming that that's not going well.
Told him to check with his face.
Search check, right?
You see Ardo get up there and start checking the door ever so carefully, looking at all the little nooks and crannies, trying to see if maybe there's some way that it is. Nope, it's not trapped.
I walk up
Interesting.
next to him and I'm just kind of like giving him like a weird eyeball as he's like
That you found on the ground?
trying to suss out like what exactly he's doing to check this door for traps.
I try the door to see if it's locked or unlocked.
It does seem to be locked.
Okay, since we're on the inside, I figured maybe. All right, well, I open the lock. Okay.
What's the holdup?
It's locked.
Oh,
Ardo, you jam your tools in there, you start working with it, and snap.
oh hell! Let's grab another tool.
It's snapped off inside with the tumblers.
Well, I'm gonna use
Well,
my-
he's fiddling
It's broken
around with
in.
that. Can I take a swing at it with this giant axe?
Sure. Can you do it while he's still standing there, please?
I'm aiming. I pushed him out of the way, and I'm aiming for the.
Step back.
I'm aiming for kind of like the seam or wherever the locks would be.
Okay. Yeah. Double doors. I see you.
Yeah.
Remember your -4. This is unwieldy.
Oh, you just want me to do a straight up attack? Okay.
Yeah.
I like backflip backwards as he shoves him out of the way. I'm like,
Oh
"Whoa."
shit!
You see the dwarf come up there. I got this. What? Okay. So that's not good. I would like you to now roll me a d8. I'm glad everyone started running.
He rolled the 8.
Let's see. Where did that go? I should just have that bookmarked and leave it up constantly.
I'd argue that. Okay, yeah.
That what?
See, I could. No, I was gonna say that half of the possible directions are gonna have the desired effect.
Yeah, it would. Unfortunately, this direction's that way.
Okay.
Which way?
Then I would also rule that if it's unwielding, I need to roll distance.
Oh,
Which way is it
it's
going?
not that far that way. It's going this direction from him.
I don't see it.
Now, what happened
I
here?
didn't
You
see it.
hit,
Am I supposed to see
but
something?
being unwieldy. Oh, hang on. I see why you don't see it. It's this way.
Okay.
I also don't see it, but it's because I don't have it open.
It's
Being
coming over.
unwieldy when you swung it, you weren't compensating for how long the handle is, and you broke the wooden handle down to a much more manageable size.
Well, hell, I'm gonna swing again. With it no longer unwieldy.
So you just throw the rest of the handle aside and go pick up the rest of it?
Well, yeah, the one that's still attached to the axe head.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You do connect with it,
Can I get flanking bonus on the door?
No. But the door
A
gets
flanking bonus.
when you turned around to pick up your weapon, the door got a surprise round, and
Come at me with your poison darts.
Attack of opportunity.
It
It's a
swings
mimic
open
door.
and hits me at my honking nose.
Come at me, bro.
you destroy one door, flying it. It flies open in splinters.
Well, I guess it's not trapped. Let's go.
Pretty much just fell onto the ground at that spot. Took it down. You notice that axe was pretty effective.
Nice to see our dwarf finally joined the party. Isn't afraid of doors any longer.
Oh,
Quiet
you push
there,
the door
Blue
aside
Skin.
easily now that it's not being held by the other one, by the way, Ardo.
I don't remember them writing any stories
on.
about deadly doors.
Ardo?
Oh.
Ardo, we didn't check this hallway.
Yeah, we did.
Nor do I, but if you come up with something, I'd be glad
we
to hear
did.
it.
No way.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we checked this hallway.
No, sir.
No, we didn't. Where did you huck that haft, Dermot?
Let me read this to you.
Okay, so just one sec. If it broke off in my hand, I would have dropped it right where I was standing.
Okay, so I didn't have to go far to get it.
All right, Ardo. So as you're stepping, the floor gives out underneath you. I need a reflex save.
I'd like to propose that because I knew that we hadn't checked there, and I was about to tell him to go check, that if he was moving forward, I would have been close enough to him to possibly help. Not that he
It
needs
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's fine. You haven't
You can help him
checked
fall in the hole?
Oh, yeah. So, Ardo,
I'm like, wait, Ardo, wait.
you step down. That section of the floor collapse. You look down about 20 feet into spikes. You realize, Ardo, that probably would have been very painful. Just so you know.
Yeah.
These people that made this place were so untrusting.
Well, I mean, their entrance is right over there. I mean, there really wasn't much protecting them.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So, what do you do now that you managed to save yourself there?
Which way did he jump over, though?
Spikes.
He came back with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I could have jumped. I guess we'll have to go around.
You could always try to maybe use the rope to get across, or maybe use some of the doors
What's
as planking and balance across. Or...
Like the walls? Like, is there any ledge on the outside or anything?
There is a slight bit of ledge, about that much. You might be able to work your way across. About that much there, right
Not
there.
my-
See,
My rotund dwarf here.
I'm thinking you could get 6 inches. You might be able to pull it off.
Say we hack the doors
She
off
said.
and place them over that thing.
Is there anything on
Yeah.
the walls? Like, is there like a sconce or something
No.
conveniently located halfway between?
Yeah, there's one really rusty looking one.
Oh, that's completely safe. So I reached out to grab it, think better, and turn around to everybody and say, by the time we figure out how to get across this, we could have just walked around. Are you two coming?
All right, so y'all are just walking your way around, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so as our brave party of adventurers leaves the dungeon, you walk back through the room with the shaft that leads down into who knows what, skirting around the edge of it, of course. Okay. Flying past it in some cases. And heading all the way out. All right, guys. Yeah. So you don't have much trouble. You make it out of the dungeon. And at the entrance, you run into a gnome that's coming up the path towards it. He sees you all coming out, little beaten and battered.
You
Just
should
holds
see
out
the
his
other
hand.
guys.
Greetings! Have you already delved this ruin?
Yes, and we lay claim to whatever's in it.
Well, it seems that you're done if you're coming out so soon, yes?
We're merely taking a break.
Break. Well, how novel.
Well, you can go
Well-
attack the whatever the hell is behind the door. The last thing we attacked nearly killed us.
You notice looking him up and down, he's wearing got a chain shirt, kind of a leather overcoat, looks like. To one side he has a pistol, and along his back he's carrying a musket with a bayonet on it.
Do we know what those are?
Yes,
Okay.
you saw them in town.
I remember the explosions demonstration, but I wasn't sure if we saw like pistols and muskets and.
I don't. Were you in there for that? If you weren't
Yeah,
in there, you
It
don't
was
know what those
outside.
are.
He demonstrated.
I
it
think I was outside.
Okay. And he's got a red gemstone for a left eye. Well, perhaps you might need a little bit of help finishing it off. Maybe for part of the cut.
How's 10% sound?
I'm rather curious. Have you found any artifacts in here so far?
Depends. Maybe we need to know a little bit more about you first.
Well, certainly. My name is Percival Bleakstone. A bit of an explorer, dungeon delver. I hail from Lantern.
That's a curious staff on your back that you wield. I'm referring to the musket, by the way.
Less of a staff and more of a weapon, milady.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't
How does that
consider a
work?
staff a weapon. Well, for instance, I stay in yonder tree there. Wait till someone walks down the road, and then they stop walking. I'll demonstrate it, I'm sure, at some point.
That's a curious magic.
Don't put too much faith in magic, my lady.
I put faith in faith.
I'll accept your 10%. Sounds fine to me. So long as if there is something that we find in there that's exceptionally rare, you would agree to allow it to be placed in a museum.
A museum?
Definitely
From where do
place
you
in a
hail?
museum for the right cost.
Back home in Lantern.
Do I know where Lantern is?
You heard mention of it before, but it's way down south past Waterdeep. Way south. Island Kingdom.
I'm sure if we find
You're quite a
any-
ways from.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was sure if we find anything worth for your museum, we can negotiate your buyout of our shares.
Excellent.
You're quite a ways from home. What brings you here?
Came with the trade caravan. What?
Oh, there are more of you?
Yes. Well, not up this far. I happened to hear from Lars that this place had opened up and decided to stop in here.
I see. Where's the rest of your party awaiting you?
I traveled with them as a guard. I don't actually have a party. Haven't had much need for one.
I see. Would you consider yourself more of a mercenary or a freelancer?
You cut out there. I don't know what you said.
I just asked if he considered himself more of a mercenary or freelancer.
I would simply label myself a dungeon delver, if I would. As an
Curious.
explorer.
Well met, fellow gnome. Feel free to join us in our camp that we will set up.
New friendships. I will provide the meal this evening. Let me go out and get something fresh. Any other comments for him before he walks off into the woods?
No.
Nope. I just tell him to be safe.
Okay.
Watch out for flying rabbits on arrows.
While you guys are setting up camp, and I look at Ardo, I'm like, Ardo, are you able to make traps? I can't hear you if you're talking.
I said I don't know. I've never
That's
tried.
probably a no.
I was thinking perhaps we could rig the entrance with that explosive powder.
But we'd have to camp further away. Crafting trap.
Well, yeah, we don't want to be camping right at the door.
Why aren't we camping at the door?
Because I'm trying to blow it up in case of emergency.
What? Why were you blowing up the door?
Only if it's an emergency. Who knows what's going to come out of there? Wouldn't it be easier just to blow it up as it exits?
But then we can't get in.
Right, but we'll be alive, and I consider that slightly higher priority.
You dwarves and your explosives. Don't listen to him.
I have the knowledge to make a trap.
Okay, I just wanted to be safe. Will you be taking the first watch?
Sure.
I was looking at the bard.
As Ardo pipes up, I'm just like avoiding eye contact.
Wouldn't want to get your hands dirty there, eh?
My hands dirty? God, no.
Well, let's set up camp and wait. You take first watch, Ardo.
Okay.
Did we park the wagon out here? My wagon and all that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go and
Hiding. Oh, shit.
go to the wagon, make a bed in the wagon.
Okay. What'd you do, Ardo? It was pretty bad, whatever it was.
Was the wagon?
What did you do?
I hid. I mean, I tried to
No,
hide.
you clearly didn't.
Puts it in front of his face.
There.
No, we're accepting your first one, Ardo.
No, I can't.
Sorry, that's just how that works. You go to make your bed in the wagon there, Andrea. You notice something is messing with your pony.
What? I'm messing with the pony.
I noticed that what? Something's messing with my pony?
Mm-hmm. He seems slightly upset.
Okay, I go and investigate.
Ardo has found a wonderful hiding spot under the pony.
Ardo? What are you doing to my pony?
My little pony.
How are y'all getting that 15.02 for initiative? That's weird.
Are we rolling initiative?
No.
No.
There
I
was
was
a
like,
I
what?
clicked on a button that was up there. That's all.
yeah, there was a button up beside the select token thing. I
Oh.
clicked on it. I wanted to see what it was rolling, and even the formula doesn't make sense.
Strange.
Because you're rolling a d20, plus all these pluses and minuses and brackets.
Well, the gunshot goes off. Deer
And I
back
hide.
through the woods. You hide
Yeah,
with a 2 this
because
time?
I heard a gunshot.
Oh. You're accustomed to those gunshots there, huh?
There. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. I'm hiding.
Okay.
So did he ever answer me for why he was under the pony here? Just disregarded it.
He disregarded it and ran and dove
Okay.
under the
I was
log,
like,
I
how can
guess.
you possibly see me? No.
I would have
Clearly
just
not
shaken my
talking to
head
me.
and
You can't see me.
went back to bed, I guess.
You're not talking to me.
So yeah, Ardo, you hid this time.
Oh, okay.
You're,
Cool.
You feel pretty confident that you'll be okay.
I don't know. I don't trust that.
I set up my tent and take out my bedroll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What time of day is it? Sorry, did I miss that?
It's if I remember correctly, it's going to be just about 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Okay, so I'll get that all set up, and then I'll just sit around the.
Oh, it's 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Well, I'm not sleeping if it's 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
yeah.
Y'all were tired.
That's right. How long have we been up for?
A long while, actually. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll definitely sleep.
He comes back and he starts dressing the deer. Keeping an eye towards the entrance to the ruin. So, what'd you find in there so far? In the way of beasties, that is.
What's undead?
That's
Rats, standard stuff.
Sounds about right.
Lots of unpleasant things. It appears to be a rune of my ancestors.
I was going to comment on the architecture. It seems very out of place for this far north.
Indeed. I wasn't really able to piece it together until Kel found these interesting books that he's reading.
Books?
I'm just up there, like, flipping through them, feet up. Just humming a tune to myself as I flip through these books.
Oh, man. Okay.
Kind of like picking them up, looking at the pictures.
I'm assuming I overheard that and I'm tossing and turning. That's why I was talking.
Yeah. Yep. He's got some choice meat pieces spitted, roasting them over the fire now. Putting the hide out to dry. Cleaning himself off and walking over towards Kel and his books. You notice the gnome approaching you, Kel.
I interrupt my song about the sleeping outside of a dungeon.
I got
Or
sleeping outside of a
Sleeping
dungeon.
inside of, I interrupt my song of sleeping inside of the dungeon. The terrible
Okay.
tale, how it kills the adventurers.
Oh, great.
I just kind of like glance up at him. Yes.
May I have a peek at that right quick? Don't need to touch, just like to see the characters.
Sure, by all means.
He starts looking over your shoulder at it. Yeah. Worth a shot. That's a 17 to fix. Yeah, you get that cleaned up pretty well, actually.
Cool.
It's
Definitely.
You look kind of ridiculous with it. It's oversized. This is going to really irritate me before too long if they don't.
Let's be honest. The dwarf with most weapons looks ridiculous.
Yeah. That's cool.
Is anything else going on right now?
No, he was just the gnome's over there. Percival's over there, was just looking at the stuff over Kel's shoulder. What are you doing right now, Andrea?
It's okay. I'm used to Sragg not being able to pronounce it.
Isn't it Andrea?
Are you
Andara.
doing Antarctica?
Andara.
It's like Adara,
Oh.
but Andara. Anyway,
Ardo-
I was trying to sleep in the wagon.
He's trying to sleep in the wagon.
Yeah.
Ardo, you feel fairly confident that gem is worth more than any you've seen yet. You know that just by looking at it, being the way he's got it jammed in his head there, that there's probably some magical properties to it as well.
Okay.
That's funny.
That might be the shiniest gem you've ever seen.
The thief who's good enough to steal someone's eye out of their own socket. Challenge accepted, right?
And what's that one for?
See if I noticed him eyeballing the eye. I don't think I did.
I think he's... Well, I don't know. Ardo, you would have a pretty big reaction to something like that. You're slightly animated.
Oh, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, come on. You couldn't control yourself. You started charging after the giant hanging gem. If you saw that and suddenly caught notice of that's probably the most expensive gem you've ever seen, what would your facial expressions be at that point?
I think you would definitely have a head tilt going on.
Drooling out of the mouth.
I would, okay, so if I did notice it, I would slam the axe, because I'm finished fixing the axe, so I would just place it down fairly loudly to draw his gaze.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then-
I look in his direction.
As he looks at me, I'm just going to be like, shaking my head. And then I'll be like, wake me when it's time for my watch.
Do I ever come to a page that looks like there's a drawing or a description of a woman with 8 eyes?
No.
Okay.
No. The gnome volunteers to partner up with someone for the first watch. He says he's sure you're not going to trust him to take it alone, because that would be stupid. Says, if you need me, I'm going to be up in that tree there. So, get some rest, fellas. You look like you need it. And with that, let's take a short break.
Okay, thank you for watching, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to click like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in a bit.